Welcome into another edition of the Leadership Library, hosted by CEO and author Rocky Romanella. Rocky is the author of the book Tighten the Lug Nuts, The Principles of Balanced Leadership, and has over 40 years of business experience as a prominent member of the UPS Supply Chain Solutions team, as well as the CEO of Unitech Global Services. So sit back, grab your notebook, and take a seat, and get ready for this edition of the Leadership Library.
Welcome to the Leadership Library podcast. I'm your host, Rocky Romanella, and we've been talking about this question that all great leaders need to ask themselves. Am I creating a mycotoxic work environment? So you got to look deep within yourself. You hope you never are. You believe you're not, but you got to really ask yourself those key questions every now and then and have those conversations with individuals that you trust inside your organization. So we've talked about the emails. We're talking about personal time. We've talked about are you a leader that unloads your problems onto your people? How about this? How about the leader who loves creating chaos? I'll give you an example. The whole team has a plan, is moving forward, and then you as the leader walks in and completely changes course. The team then completely has to redirect their attention and energy into a new direction and scraps the work they've already been working on. Only for the boss, you, then to come in and change the direction again. This is what I call creating chaos in an organization. This often happens when people who are indecisive and are struggling to stay focused as a leader now are going from side to side. They're bouncing around. They're coming up with new ideas. Now, what happens when you do that? Well, the early adopters, they're bouncing around trying to please you, and every time you come up with a new idea, they're trying to be the early adopter of a new idea. The people in the middle, they're just sitting waiting. They're just sitting there waiting you out because they're thinking, well, he's going to change his mind again, so I might as well just sit here because every day there's a new plan. Then there's a group of people who don't listen to you anyway. You don't even pay attention to the fact that they're not listening to you because you're bouncing around all over the place and you're creating this chaos. They're just sitting tight at the other end saying, just watching the chaos. You know, watching the car wreck at a NASCAR race. You know, you're creating that race, that NASCAR crash, so to speak. And so creating chaos can be such a difficult place for people to work in a chaotic environment. So think about that. Are you that leader? Could be doing it with good intentions, who's always coming up with new ideas, always changing the plans. How about when you ask someone to put together a PowerPoint presentation or to put together a memo for you? They bring in a memo and you change it 100%. You should have just wrote it yourself. Or you should have at least told me what you wanted in the memo. Instead, well, say this, say that, say this, and you're thinking to yourself, why? You should have just wrote it. Or tell me exactly what you wanted, and I'll wordsmith it for you. Or maybe I know how to do PowerPoint better than you do, so I can make a better graph than you can. But nobody likes you giving me an assignment and then you changing it completely. This makes for a completely unpredictable and unpleasant work environment. Employees are never able to properly balance their work-life balance because they never know when the chaos is going to be created and what's the new chaos that's going to be created. And by the way, when it's created at 3 p.m. on a Wednesday and requires you work late into the night, there goes dinner with the kids. When it happens at 4 p.m. on a Friday, there goes the weekend. So don't be that leader who's always creating chaos and thinking that it's a good thing because people are always doing things. You're just driving them crazy. So as I said, chaos, don't be the chaos person. Be the organized, put together, focused individual who has a plan, has thought it out thoroughly, reviews it with their people, and we have a plan and we work towards it. There's going to be exceptions, but there shouldn't be chaos. Be safe. Thanks for listening to the Leadership Library, and I hope you enjoy our podcast.